Okay, today we're going to make a crawdad, and we're going to use an orange today. We're going to tie this slowly so you guys can learn how to make it. Use several different materials for the recipe. We're going to use the orange color today. You can also use olive, black, purple, whatever color you choose. So the first thing we're going to do is build a base on the hook. I'm using a brown thread. If I was using making an olive colored crawdad, I would use olive colored thread, but this is brown. You can use an orangish type of thread to match the orange crawdad body. So we're just going to build this up. That way we have a place to seat our eyes. It kind of helps the body stay onto the hook without it slipping off. So I'm going to cut some excess thread off here. Alright, I've got some eyes here. These are hourglass eyes. They're 3/16" gold. And we're going to tie this on. Make a couple ties here. First of all, we got to get our thread all the way back. There we go. Gotta tie that on. Go. What I like to do is do a figure 8 around it. That way it gets it nice and tight. There we go. And this crawdad's fairly easy to make, so I'm not going to give you all the techniques of tying flies. I'm just going to give you the basic materials so you can see how it's tied. Okay. You want to do this several times because we want that eye to stay on there good. So I'm going to give it a little bit tighter twist here. There we go. Alright, now we got the eyes on the crawdad. Alright, next thing we're going to do, we're going to use some bucktail. Of course, we're going to use the orange color. And we're going to use this to give the crawdad some whiskers. So, I'm going to cut off a little strip here. I don't know if you can see this. It's about, I'd say it's about an inch, inch and a half. So we're going to tie that in to the fly. Get in there. There we go. All right. Tie that into the front. Give it a couple good twists. There we go. Now we've got some whiskers on the fly. Now we're going to tie in a couple of what I call crazy legs. And these are just rubber little legs that we're going to tie in there. And once again, I'm using the orange color for that. So we're going to tie those in. Give it a couple turns. I'm going to cut off the excess. There we go. Alright, next thing we're going to use is some flash. This is a copper colored flash. Actually makes a really cool mustache. But anyway, we're going to tie that in. So when you're using this bait, when you're fishing on your fly rod, this will catch some sun and then give a little flash and will attract the bass's attention. So that's the reason why we use some flash on the crawdad. So we're going to tie that into the front, same spot that we tied in the crazy legs and the mustache, which I call a mustache. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie in some legs. This is orange rabbit fur. They're in little strips. Okay, so we've got two pieces. I'd say they're about, I don't know, 2 inches long. You can make them as long as you want. So you want to peel the end off a little bit, some of the fur off the end, and that gives you a place to tie. So you're going to put this to the side. You're going to tie that sucker in there. Make sure that you get everything out of the way first. There we go. And then tie that bad boy in. There we go. Okay. Give it 6 or 7 turns. All right, you got one side in. This fur makes my nose itch. Alright, we're going to tie the other side in. These are the claws of the crawdad. Gives it a more realistic look. Well, we got to straighten this thing out first. There we go. Alright. Give that some good twists around there. There we go. Okay, now you got your claws on. Okay, and I don't know if I told you, but this is a size number 4 hook. You can use several different sizes depending on how big you want to make your crawdad fly. Okay, and now I'm going to drag the thread all the way back to the beginning because we're going to use some chenille. And once again, we're going to use the orange color. We're going to peel the end off, expose some thread so we can tie it in. And this will make the body of the crawdad. So we're going to twist that in there just like so. Give it a couple of good twists. There we go. And we're going to do a neat little trick. And that hair is really making my nose itch. Alright, we're going to take this, twist it around the hook. Just leave your thread low and just twist this thing around. There we go. And see how it's making the body of the crawdad? So twist that thing on around all the way up to the eye. Okay, the trick is when you get to the eye, you want to do a figure 8 around the eye. Okay, I don't know if you can see me doing that, but I'm doing a little figure 8. You got to pull it a little tighter so you can keep it right around the eye. And then we're going to go all the way back to the front. Back to the front. Twist it back around. There we go. There. Okay. And we're going to cut some of that off, get it out of the way. And then we're going to wrap our thread around. We're going to use some big wide turns. We're going to go around the body all the way back up to the brass eyes. Okay. And then back down. There we go. And then we're going to use a simple knot. We'll tie off. There we go. Simple knot. Again. Tie off. And hopefully this thing won't blow up when it hits the water. And we're going to trim the thread off here. We're going to trim the excess chenille off here. And there you have it. A Kings River Crawdad fly. Right there. And that's about 15 minutes worth of tying. You can get a lot quicker with it. You can actually tie in some weights to it. Maybe some different colored legs, different colored fur. You can do all kinds of stuff with that. So use this on the Kings River, catch a lot of fish.